Welcome to game number 4 between MarineLord and BeastyQT. This is a show match on the public update preview showcasing the Malians and the Ottomans civilizations. So spawning in the south side of the map, we've got MarineLord who's going to be playing the Malians for us today. This is game number 4, which means BeastyQT is going to be playing a standard civilization. And today in the north side, he's going to be playing the Mongols. And have a look at this map that we're on. It is called Mountain Clearing. Have a look at this. Look how small this map is. I mean, not only do you have all these mountains around here, but you've also got all of these trees, which means the distance between the two players is actually quite small. I mean, look at that. That is not far at all. And I think the Mongols is the perfect pick for this map. And I think BeastyQT knows what he's up to this game. I think I feel a bit of a tower rush on our hands. And we see MarineLord is immediately going to be opening up with a barracks. Okay, this is interesting. I think this is going to be a bit of a Donzo rush here. And a bit of a tower rush. We see there's the barracks coming down from BeastyQT. But he decides to cancel it. I think he spots out the barracks. And he's like, okay, we know the MarineLord's going to be opening up with some Donzos. So I'm going to cancel my tower rush. And I'm going to go I'm just going to go greedy. Because MarineLord's preparing for that rush. And we see here, BeastyQT. He's just going to go for a bit more of an eco approach. And this map is wild. I mean, it's so small. There's 2 big hunts, 2 mini hunts. And there's still a load of gold. So this could be a really cool late game map. And we see here, MarineLord has spotted out that tower rush has been cancelled. And the first Donzo warrior is in the queue. We hear some typing in the chat. It seems like they're talking to each other about what is going on right now. We got the second Donzo in the chat now, making its way up. I mean, you know, even though this was meant to defend a tower rush, these Donzos can still do so much damage. And they can not only throw their spears, they might be able to get a couple shots off on villagers on the gold, for example. But they could also start to torch down the Uvu like this one scout is doing at the moment. And look at this, we've got more and more Donzos on the way. 2 are on the way at the moment. And now we've got a pit mine being built on that large gold vein. And this is really good for the Malians because they can build so many houses around this. They're going to be making a ton of gold early on with this pit mine. Now we see 3 units here. Going to be burning down this Uvu. Beastie's managed to stack up 200 stones so far. We see the Mongol is going to be, or the Mongol Khan is going to be a little bit of a pain here on the Donzo. We see more and more houses coming down from MarineLord, looking to try and expand his gold production here. So it seems like MarineLord has stopped at 2 Donzos, and the age up is now happening for Beastie. 5 villagers on the deer stones. Wow. What a game we have on our hands here. This is an absolutely wild map. And we still have 5 relics on the map. Look at this. 2 in the base there and 3 in the base here. I feel like Holy Roman Empire could be very decent on this map. However, actually, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because the Holy Roman Empire could get very severely rushed. But then they've got everything in their base. They've got emergency repairs. They've got a gold mine, like, right nearby. Like, look how close that is. Then you've got wood pretty nicely secured up as well. Only you need a couple towers and you're pretty much sorted. You can see there the Uvu is currently being burnt down. Donzos need to be careful here. They're quite damaged. And we do have Beastie pulling a villager now. Going to be repairing that up. But Donzos get pulled now. They're going to be doing a little bit of damage. They don't want to get inside of the range of fire for the town center though. And now the Uvu is on fire. 2 villagers here going to be repairing up that Uvu. And I mean, this is still an expensive repair for Beastie. You can see the Mongol, the Khan actually really helping out there. These villagers need to be careful though. The Uvu is no longer on fire, but a villager might be going down here. Beastie loses 1 villager. That's pretty huge. He might be losing a second one here. So he managed to repair up the Uvu pretty well here. And the problem is for Beastie, he's not going to be able to build too much here. There we go. He's building an archery range with 4 villagers. And we see there the Donzos throw their spears at the villager. 19 HP left. I think if they didn't throw it at the Khan, Could have done so much more damage to that villager. And the first Donzo has gone down. So we're going to have to see what MarineLord does about that, because he's still not aging up yet. I take that back, he is. How am I this blind? 4 villagers on the Manta Quarry. Going to provide him 75 gold per minute. And he can toggle that to stone as well. But look at this. The large gold mine. Pit mine, sorry. Going to be producing so much gold. That's going to be, I think, 100. I mean, he's kind of messed up here. He could have built another house in here, but oh well. 100 gold per minute from this. And now we've got the tower rush. 2 archers are out, and 3 villagers are going to sit here on the outpost. We've got 1 Donzo warrior out. I call them Donzo warriors, but they're just called Donzos. I think that's because I'm used to AoE 3, where everything's got either warrior behind it or something like that. But now we see MarineLord's going to have to do something about these villagers when he ages up. Is it going to be an archer plate? Yes, it is. He's definitely going to want to rush up this archery range. He probably wants a couple more builds on that. He's building 2 of them now. We see that outpost is going to be going up. And this is why I think the Mongols severely counter the Malians. The Mongols get bounty for burning stuff. And the Malians get houses which are half the amount of population. Well, they're basically half houses. They cost half, they give half population, and they take half as long to build. However, for the Mongols, they can burn down multiple of these and give extra bounty. Because usually, 2 houses would be 1. Whereas this time, they can burn down so many houses here and get double the amount of bounty. And not only that, all of these houses are outside of the TC range, whereas usually they wouldn't be. And now we got double production of javelin throwers out. I'm surprised MarineLord doesn't try and push out these villagers. I guess he doesn't have enough mass here. We've got horsemen on the way as well as these archers. Javelin throwers are going to be doing a little bit of damage there. He needs to deny this tower. If this tower gets up, these archers coming out of here could be in some trouble. 3 Donzos are out. They should be able to defend from these horsemen. And we don't have many more Donzo, what are they called? Javelin throwers on the way. And these archers are going to be countering out these Donzos. And once the Donzos go down, the horsemen can charge in. We see 1 villager remains. It's on low HP. If I were a MarineLord, I would be going for that villager right now. You still got the thrower for the Donzo, but the tower does go up. Unfortunately for MarineLord, he's not looking in a great position right now. The Mongol tower rush is doing pretty well. It's not so much of a rush, but you know, early feudal tower push. And now this outpost does have its arrow slits as well, so it's going to be doing some good damage. Archers coming in from behind as well, going to be able to do some really good damage here, taking out the spearmen, the ones that do the real damage. And we see here villagers are also being pulled from MarineLord. He really wants to take out this outpost. And now arrow slits with 5 archers inside are going to be doing so much damage onto all of these villagers. MarineLord lost 3 villagers from that, and a load of Donzo spearmen and scouts. Not looking too good for MarineLord at all. Take a look at villager counts. MarineLord's on 27 compared to the 20 of Beasty. As we do remember, Beasty lost, I think, 2 villagers over here. And then he also lost a couple villagers trying to repair this Uvu. But BeastyQT is going to make up for that because he's building that second town center now. And it seems like MarineLord's managed to stabilize over here. Not grabbed his arrow slits. Well, he has grabbed his arrow slits over here for this second outpost. But MarineLord's going to ignore that for now. He doesn't need to worry about that. He's going to be making a bit of a push now with 7 Donzos and 5 javelin throwers. This could be pretty bad for Beasty. He doesn't have much of a mass as he's gone for that agreed play with the second town center. This could be pretty well punished by MarineLord. He's going to be able to do some really good damage onto the Uvu. And then he might even be able to burn down the stable or archery range. However, these guys can pack up. Now we see Beasty moving that town center over here onto the deer. And that's where Beasty is going to be able to farm a lot of his food. Fortunately for MarineLord, he got a very lucky spawn with the deer right in the corner here. Not so lucky for Beasty, however. We see Beasty is just going to be relocating his 2 production buildings. Luckily, as Beasty is the Mongols, he can sit right next to this gold vein with his town center, which means he can just easily garrison them back into that town center. And now we've got a bit of a reverse play here with the outposts. And look at the mass being built here by MarineLord. Doing a really good job. And you can see there, the ability to throw spears is just so huge. Beasty losing another villager there. He is on two town centers, however. But so many units being produced right now by MarineLord. Seems like he's stopped production for now. He's got one more javelin thrower on the way. There we go. Even more Donzos in the queue now. What is Beastie going to be able to do against this? There's not a lot you can do in H2 up against this composition just because it's so powerful. Donzos that can throw spears and anti-archer archers. I mean, your best bet is to go mass archer, to be fair. And just hope that your opponent hasn't massed up too many javelin throwers. But now we can see MarineLord has spotted that the second town center is up for Beastie. So this is going to be interesting to see how MarineLord reacts to that. See Beastie's posturing on the mid map here with these archers. And this is what's great about having such a small map. You can make engagements like this with 4 archers, and you don't have to worry about a cav switch because it's not that much of a walk back home. And with the Mongols, Beastie might be able to move his town center over a bit more. But we can see how great this pit mine is, producing MarineLord so much gold right now. Donzo is going to be able to throw their spears at these archers. Javelin throw is doing quite a bit of damage right there. MarineLord going to catch them off guard. It's quite a lot of damage being done there. And look at this, BeastyQT. He's going to be aging up now with a step redoubt. Wow. Beastie going for a real greed play here. He hasn't made any units in absolutely ages. He's just been posturing a little bit with these archers. I feel like this could be very much punished. But where's MarineLord's army? I mean, it's sort of scattered all about at the moment. He needs to grab siege engineering and start to make a bit of a push, but we see no sort of... He doesn't even have a blacksmith. There it is. There's the blacksmith. He needed to get this down earlier. If he had rams right now and started to burn down some of this stuff, he would be in a great position. Because if Beastie had no production building, then it would be pretty much game over. But as soon as Beastie ages up, it's going to be a knight in the queue. Or it's going to be a men-at-arms play. We'll have to see, but I would assume it would be a knight play, knowing Beastie. But he's got no food in the bank at the moment. Step Redoubt is going to be trying to be placed down over here. Unfortunately, MarineLord's already here. And now we see the town center being moved. MarineLord, is he going to be able to get there in time? Yes, he does. This town center is not going to be able to get placed. This could be really bad for Beastie. Villagers are going to be going down here as well, but MarineLord needs to keep sending units right now because the arrow fire from these towers are just so bad for MarineLord. Unfortunately for Beastie, he doesn't have a drop-up building nearby, and this town center is still down. This isn't so good for Beastie. He's losing so much right now. However, same for MarineLord, but MarineLord's not sending that many reinforcements in. So much damage being done to both players right now. The army of Beastie is still non-existent, and the army of MarineLord's being absolutely destroyed by this one tower. However, once this tower goes down, that's going to be 5 more villagers going down. We can see there the villagers pop out. MarineLord immediately targets down those villagers. And now we've got men-at-arms here. We do have triple barracks production of men-at-arms now. I think MarineLord is going to be able to get out 5 villager kills here. But we do have a lancer out now. And there are only 3 Donzos here. I think that's going to be enough to kill the knight. Yes, it is. And all of the archers targeting down those villagers. I think MarineLord has done a pretty good job here. We'll take a look at the villager count. BeastyQT at 38 compared to the 43 from MarineLord. So MarineLord's still looking very, very decent here. Villagers are going to be making a run for it. They managed to escape. Almost going down. 2 HP left. There it goes. Another villager goes down for Beastie. Beastie not looking so good now. However, he is on 2 town centers and he's an age ahead. However, look at this. We got so many outposts over here. And the step redoubt is going to be burnt down here as well. Villager's going to get pulled onto the toll outpost before he can get his fortified outpost upgrade. That is unfortunate for MarineLord. If he had that fortified outpost upgrade, that definitely would have not gone down with those villagers. We see javelin throwers do a really good job up against men-at-arms. We do have +1 attack onto those javelin throwers as well, whereas I don't think Beastie has any upgrades. No upgrades yet. Prayer tent coming down for Beastie as well. Definitely worth picking up the relics. I mean, you've basically got 2 relics sitting in the base. And then it's not too far to grab the other relics. I mean, it's probably going to be quite hard with the amount of aggression that MarineLord is doing at the moment. It seems like Beastie is sort of cornered here. He's got his pastures out. But not looking too good for Beastie at all. He's an age ahead, so if he can mass up a pretty decent massive men-at-arm, he might be looking a lot decent. A lot more decent. We see here MarineLord massing up Donzos and javelin throwers still. Surprised he's not going for an age up of his own, but maybe he's starting to look like he is. He's starting to stack up a little bit more resources, and it looks like he's going to be expanding out onto the second gold vein over here. Definitely worth it, getting down that second gold pit. And we can see he's already doing a bit of a cattle boom here as well. Generates quite a bit of food per minute. Especially if you've just got gold laying about. But to be honest, I don't know if that's what you want right now. Because MarineLord should be going for an all-in right now, and he's grabbing his upgrades here. He can either go for an all-in, or he can try and age himself. But I feel like going for a bit of a cattle boom right now is not the greatest of ideas, but we'll have to see. Javelin throwers look very, very aesthetically pleasing when they throw their spears. A lot easier to see the arrows than when archers throw. And we see the Imam, or the Shaman for BeastyQT, going to be picking up 2 relics. And MarineLord is looking very much so for the age up. I mean, I say that, and then he spends a load of resources. He's not. I'm not really sure what he's up to, because it seems like he keeps massing up lots of army. We can see he's got 6 javelin throwers in here. He's got 2 archery ranges, but only producing from 1. Very interesting to see. I think that's a bit of a misclick. We can see MarineLord really looking to push into the base right now. We got 2 men-at-arms out for Beastie. Beastie's going so eco-heavy this game. He's got a couple, like, just 2 men-at-arms, and he's managed to survive this, and Mangonel in the queue as well for Beastie. This could be the turnaround point. Because what is MarineLord going to do versus a Mangonel? That could be a struggle. But MarineLord is aging up, and yes, it's going to be the Farmbia Garrison. This thing is absolutely nuts, especially when you've got access to so much gold. And I mean, MarineLord definitely has access to gold with 2 pit mines, and he has 2 large gold mines to mine from as well. This is the perfect landmark, and I feel like MarineLord is still very, very much in this to win. Lots of men-at-arms being produced from Beastie, though. They could be doing pretty well. No Uvu has been up for a long time for Beastie, though. The only 2 stones that are near him are right over here, so definitely unfortunate for him. But we see Beastie and MarineLord is going to be aging up, and we'll have to see what he decides to go into. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a siege workshop dropped immediately down. And there we go. The Farmbia Garrison is up, and look at this. This is so worth it for the money. It's so effective to train units from this. Sure, it costs the gold, but the Malians have access to gold. That's for sure. We can see here, I mean, MarineLord might be able to just run in and take that Mangonel out, but I don't think he wants to risk it. Oh, now we see the remaining houses around this pit mine. Going to be making sure he's gathering up all that gold. And I'm surprised we see no monastery or what's it called? A siege workshop down from MarineLord. Both things would be really helpful. Oh, never mind. I take it back. There's the siege workshop. And Springald is in the queue. And as soon as this comes out, MarineLord's going to be in a great spot because Beastie doesn't have much of an army. Sure, he's got a traction trebuchet and a few men-at-arms. But once these guys have their upgrades in, they're going to be looking in a really, really strong position. You see there's the Springald. The second one in the queue as well. And the third pit mine over here as well. So much gold being gathered right now from MarineLord. You can see how many he's got over here as well. Lots of villagers on there. He definitely needs to grab his balanced projectile upgrade though. Otherwise his javelin throwers aren't going to be doing as much damage. Huge Mangonel shot coming off right there. You can see there, javelin throwers do decent damage versus men-at-arms, but he definitely needs some more damage. So getting that balanced projectiles in is definitely key. And he probably wants his fitted leatherwork as well up against those mass men-at-arms. But there we go, the Springald is out, and the siege for Beastie is going to be shut down. He's got Springalds in the queue of his own, but MarineLord's one step ahead. He's already got 2 Springalds out of his own. And do we have any sort of monastery out from MarineLord now? There it is. There's the mosque. I mean, you've got 3 relics basically sitting in the base here for free. You may as well pick them up. Now we see MarineLord looking to try and burn down that archer, or the blacksmith, sorry. Mangonel shots try and go off. Unfortunately, not going to be hitting anything today. Do we have more Springles in the queue for MarineLord? I'm surprised we don't see any sort of trebuchet coming out from MarineLord. I mean, in this position, a counterweight trebuchet gonna be doing pretty decent up against Beastie as he's in his confined base here. Like, if you can deny this siege workshop, there's actually 2 siege workshops, but if you deny this, then there's nowhere that Beastie can go. He's confined into this corner of his base. Now see Beastie's rolling out. Springald's going to be firing off onto the Springals. And Beastie's getting some pretty good shots off with those Mangonels. 2 Springals of MarineLord's gone down. Still 2 alive for MarineLord, for Beastie, sorry. Beastie Springald micro on point right now. However, Beastie's army is kind of getting wrecked here with the javelin throwers. And to be honest, the Mangonels didn't really do a lot in that position. However, they do still remain alive, and still 4 Springalds out for Beastie, and he's got that traction trebuchet behind that as well. We're going to be trying to be built here. And now we can see Musofadi warriors coming out from MarineLord. Interesting decision here. I think these are anti-armor specialists. So basically, the Malians don't have access to crossbow. So these guys are basically the anti-knight and anti-men-at-arm. So Musofadi warriors in this position are going to be absolutely great. However, siege is still needed for MarineLord, and we do see lots of Springals are being made right now. Definitely a second siege workshop will be probably quite needed in this position. We see lots of warriors here. Lots of javelin throwers, I mean. And now the siege mass for Beastie is going to be slowly pushing forward, and we see lots of towers just to reinforce this as well. Definitely looking decent for Beastie right now. You can see he's almost reached the edge of the map here. Now imagine, I reckon you could do a chop through. Send your villagers around to the other side of the map, right? And then do a chop through here, and then send a load of units around. How cool would that be? I don't think that's going to happen this game, but that would be very cool if you could. And look at the Mangonel shots onto those Donzo warriors. Mangonel's doing so much damage right now. They're not even targeting down the ranged units, which they have damage bonus versus. But they don't need to. The amount of damage these guys make is huge. 2 Springals still left from MarineLord. So he's going to be able to deny those Mangonels. And those Musofadi warriors are still out on the battlefield. MarineLord looking very decent still. But Beastie slowly making ground again. He's got those outposts going up. We'll take a quick look at villager counts again. We've got 66 for MarineLord, 71 for BeastyQT. So Beastie really making up in those villager numbers with that second town center. And he's got the step redoubt here as well, giving him a great economic bonus. He's also got a very decent pasture number here as well. I feel like that could become a slight problem for MarineLord. We can see here he's got a few farms, but finding space for farms is going to be really, really tricky, especially with the Malians. Because their houses take up double the amount of space. That is something with the Malians that's a bit of a downfall. They're basically half houses, but they take up double the amount of space. Which is definitely unfortunate for him, because he's not going to have a lot of room for farms, that's for sure. And that's maybe a little bit more of a bonus for the Mongols. Because the pasture is more than the equivalent of to 1 farm. We finally have a counterweight trebuchet out for MarineLord. And now we've got a bit of a sacred site victory on our hands. This is pretty big brain right here. There's only 1 sacred site on this map. And look how close it is to the base. I feel like you could, like with other civilizations, get up a Berkshire Palace or something. Maybe a Caspian Tower. Or any sort of landmark, to be honest, that acts as a keep. And you'll be in a great position. So maybe MarineLord looks to go to... I mean, he's nowhere near Imperial anyway. But I feel like that would be a bit of a downfall. But if he was looking to go Imperial, he could go up with the... It's like a keep that makes your units invisible. Place that right there. That would be absolutely huge. But that's probably not what we're going to see today. Now we see a bit of an engagement going on. Huge shots onto the Javelin Warriors from Beasty. Beasty's siege mass is just unmatched right now. So many Springles from MarineLord, but Beasty, he knows his siege micro. And I'm not saying that MarineLord doesn't, but Beasty is just next level. I mean, look at that. Beasty doing such a good job right there with his micro with the siege. And this is looking really good for Beasty. All of the mass has been wiped by all of the mass has been wiped from MarineLord. And now these mangonels can just push forward. And we see more and more Springles are on the way. Even more shots go off. And the Muso Fighting Warriors can't even get near the mangonels. Trebuchet is going to continue shooting at that one Khan. Not going to be doing a lot though. And this is not looking good for MarineLord at all. He has barely any villagers on food because he can't afford anywhere for farms. I don't think the Malians are a great choice on this map because you just have no space. And Beasty, I think, has made the perfect civilization pick for this map. MarineLord does still have the sacred site, but he's going to need to wait a lot longer to be able to have even a chance at winning from this. And I think Beasty would be able to shut this down immediately anyway. We can see Javelin Thrower is doing a decent job versus Men-at-Arms. Springles are coming out still for MarineLord. But unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be enough. One Mangonel does return for Beasty. Quite a lot of casualties there for him. But I think enough damage has been done. And I think MarineLord sort of messed up a little bit here with this civilization pick. Because nowhere for farms. Literally, like, he might be able to fit some in here. But apart from that, there's really no room. And he's only got 7 villagers on food at the moment. And these guys are pretty food heavy. Though he's making mainly a siege army at the moment, you do still need some sort of front line. 4 Springles out for MarineLord. 4 Springles out for... 5 Springles out now for Beasty. And more are on the way. How has MarineLord been making all of the siege from one... Oh, he's got 2. He's got a second one over here. We do have 3 relics inside of here for MarineLord, but I don't think that's going to be game-changing enough, as gold is definitely prevalent on this map. Gold isn't the issue, it's food. Food is the real issue here. We see MarineLord is going to be going for a bit of a keep drop in the base here. That's going to be lots of dead villagers. Mangonel's going to get some crazy shots off right here. MarineLord losing so many villagers, and he's already got the villager deficit right here. 71 villagers versus 90 for MarineLord. For BeastyQT, sorry. And Springles are going to be pushing forward for Beasty. Doing some great micro there onto the Springles. 2 left, 1 left for MarineLord, 3 left for Beasty. Still got a decent mass of javelin throwers, but this mass of Men-at-Arms are just going to be way too effective up against them. And GG gets called. What a game that was. That was an absolutely insane map. Absolutely loved that one. So the score is now 2-2. Wow. So the next match is the decider, and we'll find out who wins this Play All 5 series between MarineLord and BeastyQT. I'll catch you guys in the next one.